Hi, this is Shay Jackson with Hype Math. In today's 6th grade math test prep lesson, we will be reviewing the STAAR Math Test 2013, questions number 5 to number 16. Let's get started. Number 5 says, Kenji has a collection of rectangular prisms of different heights. Each rectangular prism has a length of 5 centimeters and a width of 2 centimeters. The table below shows the relationship between each rectangular prism's volume, V, and the rectangular prism's height, H. Which equation can be used to find V, the volume in cubic centimeters of a rectangular prism in Kenji's collection? A, 10H is equal to V, B, 7H is equal to V, C, H is equal to 7V, D, H is equal to 10V. What are we looking for? We are looking for the equation that can be used to find V, the volume in cubic centimeters of a rectangular prism in Kenji's collection. What information can help find the answer? Number 1, that each rectangular prism has a length of 5 centimeters and a width of 2 centimeters. And that the volume of a rectangular prism is V is equal to length times width times height. And in looking at the table in Kenji's collection of prisms, we see that the volume V is equal to 20 when the height H is equal to 2. Volume is equal to 90 when height is equal to 9. Volume is equal to 160 when height is equal to 16. And volume is equal to 230 when height is equal to 23. Are there any answer choices we can cross out? Okay, so we know that based on our formula that the volume is equal to length, and we know that the length is 5 centimeters and that the width is 2 centimeters. The only thing we do not know is the height. In knowing that information, are there any answer choices we can cross out? Okay, we see our formula and we know the value of length, which is 5 centimeters, times width, which is 2 centimeters. If you said that we could cross out answer choices B, C, and D, you are correct. Looking at our formula again, we see that our equation must start with volume V, okay, is equal to something times H, which is our height. C and D has H is equal to something, 7V for C and 10V for D, and that's incorrect. And also B can be crossed out because we have to multiply the 5 centimeters and 2 centimeters instead of adding them together. Our correct answer is A. V is equal to 10H. Let's move to question number 6. Mia is 2.5 years older than Chloe. Alan is 6.5 years younger than Chloe. Mia is 12 years old. What is Alan's age? What are we looking for? We are looking for Alan's age. What information can help us find the answer? Okay, so we know that Mia is 2.5 years older than Chloe, that Alan is 6.5 years younger than Chloe, and that Mia is 12 years old. So Chloe's age is equal to Mia's age minus 2.5 years, because again, it says Mia is 2.5 years older than Chloe. So in order to find Chloe's age, we must subtract 2.5 years from Mia's age. which is 12 years. And also for Alan's age, it's Chloe's age minus 6.5 years. Are there any answer choices we can cross out? Okay, looking at our information. So we know Mia's age is 12 minus 2.5 years. And then for Alan's age, and that's for Chloe's age. So once we find Chloe's age, we can subtract 6.5 years from that. We can cross out answer choices F and J because they both are too old of an age for Alan. If Mia is 12 years old and Chloe is 2.5 years younger than that, and Alan is 6.5 years younger than Chloe, then there's no way that Alan could be 14.5 or 18.5 years old. Now we just need to focus on G, 3 years, and also H, 8 years. Our correct answer is G. So, first of all, we needed to find Chloe's age, and we know that we need to subtract Mia's age by 2.5 years, and we come up with 9.5 years, so Chloe is 9.5 years old. And for Alan's age, we will need to take Chloe's age, 9.5 years, and subtract 6.5 years, and that is equal to 3 years. So again, our correct answer is H. Let's move to question number 7. The pictograph below shows the number of samples of matter being tested in an experiment. Which statement is best supported by the information in the pictograph? A. There are a total of 10 samples being tested in this experiment. B. The ratio of the number of gas samples being tested to the number of liquid samples is 1 to 10. C. The difference between the number of solid samples being tested and the number of gas samples is 3. D. The ratio of the number of liquid samples being tested to the total number of samples is 1 to 2. And in our pictograph, we see that there's 1 bottle for gas, 4 bottles for 4 bottles for solid, and also 5 bottles for liquid, and each bottle icon represents 5 samples. What are we looking for? We are looking for the statement that is best supported by the information in the pictograph. What information can help find the answer? Okay, so again, we know that 1 bottle is equal to 5 samples, and that liquid has 5 samples, solid has 4 sample bottles, and gas has 1 sample bottle. Are there any answer choices we can cross out? Let's take a look. So for answers A, B, and C, we can cross those out. A says there are a total of 10 sample bottles being tested in this experiment, which is incorrect because we know that each sample bottle is equal to 5 samples. So actually there are 50 samples being tested in this experiment. Okay, 5 for gas, and then 10, 15, 20, 25. That includes solid. And then when we add on liquid, that's 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. So there are 50 sample bottles in this experiment. Samples in this experiment. B, the ratio of the number of gas samples being tested to the number of liquids is 1 to 10. Well, we look at the gas samples, and that's 5. And then we look at the liquid samples, that's 25. So that's not a 1 to 10 ratio. That is incorrect as well. And for C, the difference between the number of solid samples being tested and the number of gas samples being tested is 3. So looking at the solid samples, there are 4. Well, we know that's really 20 because there are 5 samples. Each bottle equals 5 samples. And then for the gas samples, that's equal to 5. Well, 20 minus 5 is not 3, it's actually 15. So that is incorrect. Our correct answer choice is D. The ratio of the number of liquid samples being tested to the number of samples is 1 to 2. Okay, so let's look at the liquid samples. We know again that each bottle is equal to 5, so there are 25 samples for liquid, and the total overall samples is equal to 50. So 25 samples over 50 samples. We know that our greatest common factor between 25 and 50 is 25. So we are going to divide 25 from the numerator and denominator, and our simplified fraction is 1 sample over 2 samples, or 1 to 2. So again, D is our correct answer. Let's move to question number 8. Stephanie and Tamara both started running a race at 8:15 a.m. Stephanie finished the race in 4 hours 30 minutes. Tamara finished the race in 1 hour 15 minutes after Stephanie did. At what time did Tamara finish the race? What are we looking for? We are looking for the time that Tamara finished the race. What information can help us find the answer? Well, we know that Stephanie and Tamara both started running a race at 8:15 a.m. Stephanie finished the race in 4 hours and 30 minutes, and then Tamara finished the race in 1 hour 15 minutes after Stephanie did. Okay, so let's go ahead and figure out Stephanie's time and when she finished the race, and also Tamara. So Stephanie time is 8:15 a.m. plus 4 hours and 30 minutes. And then once we find Stephanie's time, we need to add on an hour and 15 minutes. Based on this information, are there any answer choices that can be crossed out? If you said G and H, you are correct. Okay, because Stephanie's time, we add 4 hours to Stephanie's time. That'll make it from 8 o'clock, and you add 4 hours, that's 12 o'clock. And then we add 30 minutes to our 15, and that would be 12:45. So 12:45 is actually when Stephanie completed the race. So if Stephanie's time is 12:45 p.m. and we add another hour, we know that H is incorrect as well, because Tamara finished an hour and 15 minutes after Stephanie's time, and Stephanie's time is 12:45. So our correct answer is 2 p.m. Okay. Stephanie's time, like we said before, is 12:45, and then we add an hour and 15 minutes to 12:45, and that's 2 p.m. Again, our correct answer is F. Let's move to question number 9. On a spelling test, Carlos had to spell 25 words. He earned 4 points for every word he spelled correctly. Which equation can be used to find P, the total number of points Carlos earned for spelling W words correctly? A, P is equal to W times 25 minus 4. B, P is equal to 4 times 25 minus W. C, P is equal to 4 times W. D, P is equal to 4 plus W. What are we looking for? We are looking for the equation that can be used to find P, the total number of points Carlos earned for spelling W words correctly. What information can help us find the answer? We know that Carlos earned 4 points for every word he spelled correctly. And also we are looking for P, the total number of points Carlos earned for spelling W words correctly. Based on this information, are there any answer choices we can cross out? Okay. Again, we know that he earned 4 points for every word he spelled correctly, and that we're looking for an equation to find P, the total number of points Carlos earned for spelling W words correctly. We can cross out answer choices A, B, and D. Okay, let's take a look. For A, it's P is equal to W times 25 minus 4. Well, we're not subtracting. We do not need to subtract 4 from 25 because we know that for every word Carlos got correctly, he gained 4 points, or he earned 4 points. So anything that shows 25 minus something is incorrect. Really, knowing that Carlos had to spell 25 words, that's just information, but not information we can use. Okay. And also for D, P is equal to 4 plus W. Well, that wouldn't, adding 4 to the number of words he got correctly wouldn't help us to find out how many points he got, because it's adding. What we need to do is multiply. So our correct answer is C. P is equal to 4 times W. So for every word that Carlos spells correctly, he receives 4 points. Let's move to question number 10. A polygon is shown on the coordinate grid. The list below shows ordered pairs representing the location of 5 vertices of the polygon. Which vertex is not represented by an ordered pair in the list? F, vertex P, G, vertex Q, H, vertex R, J, vertex S. What are we looking for? We are looking for the vertex that is not represented by an ordered pair in the list. What information can help find the answer? Well, finding the ordered pairs for vertex P, vertex Q, vertex R, and also vertex S. How do we need to solve the problem? What we need to do is find, like I said before, the ordered pairs for each vertex. Okay, for vertex P, our ordered pair is 1 1/3, 2 2/3. For vertex Q, it's 2 2/3, 2 2/3. Vertex R is 3 1/3, 1 2/3, and vertex S is 2 2/3 and 2/3, 2/3. Okay, so in our list, we see that we have, we highlighted vertex P is in our list, vertex R, and also vertex S. That means our correct answer is G, vertex Q, because 2 2/3, 2 2/3 is not represented in the list. Let's move to question number 11. Fred went to an arcade to play video games. He paid $2 for every 11 coins he bought. He spent a total of $16 on coins. Which equation can be used to determine T, the number of tokens Fred bought? A, 2/16 is equal to T over 11. B, 2/11 is equal to T over 16. C, 18 over T is equal to 11 over 2. D, 11 over 2 is equal to 10 over 16. What are we looking for? We are looking for the equation that can be used to determine T, the number of tokens Fred bought. What information can help us find the answer? We know that Fred paid $2 for every 11 tokens he bought, and that he spent a total of $16 on tokens, and that T is the number of tokens Fred bought. Are there any answer choices that can be crossed out? Okay, so what we know, since we know that Fred spent $2 for every 11 tokens he bought, we need to have a ratio that represents that for every $2 he spent 11 tokens, and that for the number for $16, a total of $16, we need to know how many tokens he got. Okay. Taking a look at the answer choices, are there any we can see that we can cross out? If you said A, B, and C can be crossed out, you are correct. Okay, so in looking at our ratio again, it should be 2 over 11. Well, A has 2 over 16, which is incorrect. B has 2 over 11, which that is correct. However, I'm sorry, 2 over 11 and then T over 16 is incorrect because we need to match the dollar amounts together. They need to either both be in the numerator or the denominator. Since 2 is $2 and 16 is a dollar amount as well, for B, 16 should have been in the numerator and it is not. So that is incorrect. For C, 18, well, 18 was never presented in our equation or in our word problem, so that's incorrect. What is correct is 11 tokens over 2 and T, because we don't know the number of tokens, for $16. I forgot to change the slide. Okay, so again, let's go over it again because Shay forgot to change the slide. For 11 tokens, we know that there was $2 spent. And for T number of tokens, which we do not know, over $16. So again, for ratios, you must match the values. Since $2 is in the denominator, $16 needed to be in the denominator as well. Our correct answer is D. Let's move to question number 12. What is the prime factorization of 196? F, 2 squared times 7 squared, G, 2 times 7 squared, H, 2 times 7 times 14, J, 2 squared times 49. What are we looking for? We are looking for the prime factorization of 196. What information can help us find the answer? Okay. Number one, that we're looking for the prime factorization of 196. So what does prime factorization mean? It means finding the prime numbers that multiply together to make the original number. Our original number is 196. Well, let's break that down some more. What is a prime number? A prime number is a number that can be divided evenly only by 1 or itself. Okay, it can only be divided by 1 or itself. Based on the information that we have, are there any answer choices we can cross out? So remember, we are looking for the prime factorization of 196, and in those numbers you can only multiply the number by 1 and itself. Okay. If you said that we can cross out answer choices H and J, you are correct. Why? Well, because 14 is not a prime number. You can multiply 2 and 7 in order to get 14. So that's incorrect. With 49, 7 times 7 is 49. So this is not a prime number. That is why H and J can be crossed out. So what we have left now is F and G. Well, yes, 2 and 7 are prime numbers, but we need to find out, when multiplying those numbers together, which one equals 196. And the correct answer is F. The prime factorization of 196 is 2 times 2 times 7 times 7. So 2 squared times 7 squared is equal to 196. And our correct answer choice is F. Let's move to question number 13. The value of M can be determined by using the expression 0.05 plus J. Which table represents the relationship between the values of M and J? So let's look at our answer choices. For A, the values of J are 8.5 and 9 is our M. For 9, it'll be 9.5. For J, 9, when J is equal to 9.5, M is equal to 10. And for 10, when J is equal to 10, M is equal to 10.5. For B, when J is 8.55, M is equal to 8.5. When J is equal to 9.05, M is equal to 9. When J is equal to 9.55, M is equal to 9.5. When J is equal to 10.05, M is equal to 10. Let's look at C. When J is equal to 8.5, M is equal to 9.5. When J is equal to 8.55, M is equal to 9.55. When J is equal to 8.6, M is equal to 9.6. When J is equal to 8.65, M is equal to 9.65. Let's look at D. When J is equal to 8.5, M is equal to 8.55. When J is equal to 9, M is equal to 9.05. When J is equal to 9.5, M is equal to 9.55. And when J is equal to 10, M is equal to 10.05. What are we looking for? We are looking for the table that represents the relationship between the values of M and J. What information can help us find the answer? Well, that the value of M can be determined by using the expression 0.05 plus J, and also that J is equal to 8.5, 9, 9.5, and 10. When we substitute in the values for J, and we find out what our M is, are there any answer choices we can cross out? We can cross out A, B, and C, okay? We can cross out A, B, and C. So our answer choice is D. For each value of J, we see that the value of M in answer choice D matches. So again, our correct answer choice is D. Let's move to question number 14. Angle NJP and angle KJL are shown below. What is the difference between the measures of angle NJP and angle KJL to the nearest degree? F 107 degrees, G 67 degrees, H 102 degrees, J 35 degrees. What are we looking for? We are looking for the difference between the measures of angle NJP and angle KJL to the nearest degree. What information can help us find the answer? In order to, we need to find out the measurements of angle NJP and also for KJL, angle KJL. For NJP, our angle measurement is 102 degrees, and for angle KJL, our measurement is 35 degrees. Based on this information, are there any answer choices we can cross out? And remember, we are looking for the difference of these measures. If you said that we can cross out answer choice F, H, and J, you are correct. Let's take a look. So we know that we can cross out answer choice H because it's 102 degrees. Well, that's the angle of NJP. And also J is 35 degrees. We know that we can cross that out because that's the angle of angle KJL, and 170 degrees is incorrect. So our correct answer is G. When we subtract 102 degrees minus 35 degrees, it is equal to 67. Again, it's equal to 67 degrees. Let's move to question number 15. Which model is shaded to best represent the expression below? 3/10 plus 2/5. Okay, and we have our models A, B, C, and D. What are we looking for? We're looking for the graph or the model that is shaded to best represent the expression 3/10 plus 2/5. What information can help us find the answer? That we are looking for the graph that represents 3/10 plus 2/5. Are there any answer choices we can cross out? Okay, so in looking at our graphs, before we choose an answer, before we choose an answer, number one, we need to remember that we are looking for the model that is shaded to best represent the expression 3/10 plus 2/5. If you said that we could cross out answer choice A and D, you are correct. So let's take a look. The 3/10 for the first graph for A is correct. However, there's 2, 4, 6, 7. For answer choice A, that's 2/7. That's incorrect. And also for D, that's incorrect as well because it's not. The first graph is shaded incorrectly. It has the 7 shaded as opposed to the 3. In looking at B and C, which answer choice is correct? If you said answer choice B, you are absolutely right. Let's take a closer look. So for the first circle graph, that is correct. 3/10 is shaded. Plus, now this is what's tricky and may have thrown you off. In the second graph, actually 4/10 is shaded. Okay, it's still 10 pieces of the circle. It's cut into 10 pieces and 4 of them are shaded. 4/10, if you simplify it, it's really 2/5. So that was a tricky one, okay? So even if it wasn't totally obvious, just take a moment to look, because if you look at question number C, they have 10 as well, but only 2 are shaded, and that's incorrect. So our correct answer is B. Number 16. The students in a science class spent 85% of their class period performing an experiment. What decimal is equivalent to 85%? Record your answer and fill in the bubbles on your answer document. Be sure to use the correct place value. Well, you know we don't have the document, but we most certainly can solve this problem. What are we looking for? We are looking for the decimal that is equivalent to 85 degrees. What information can help us find the answer? That the students in a science class spent 85% of their class period performing an experiment. Okay, so how do we solve this problem? Well, number one, we need to drop the percentage sign from the 85, and also we need to move the decimal place 2 places to the left, okay? In order to convert from a percent to a decimal, you drop the percentage sign and you move the decimal 2 places to the left. So our correct answer would be 0.85. Again, in order to convert the percentage to a decimal, you drop the decimal place. You drop the percentage sign. I apologize. You drop the percentage sign and then you move the decimal 2 places to the left. This has been Shay Jackson with the 6th grade math test prep, the STAAR 2013 test, questions number 5 to 16. If you have or would like to review any other 6th grade math test prep videos, go to www.hypemath.com. Talk to you soon.